Welcome back to Stoic Talks. Don't tell me, folks, that you're actually considering begging them for a sliver of their attention. Don't tell me you're about to lower yourself again, hoping that maybe this time they'll finally see your value. And even worse, maybe you've already done this. Maybe you've already given so much that there's almost nothing left of you. Look at yourself for a moment. Really look. Why don't you see your own worth? Why are you pouring your time, your energy, and your heart into someone who treats you like an afterthought? Why are they so important to you? Who made them the center of your world? So important that you're willing to sacrifice your self-respect, your pride, and your power just for a bit of their attention. Let's be honest, it wasn't them. You did this. You handed them your worth on a silver platter. And now you're left here, feeling empty, feeling used. And after all that, what have they given you? Are they treating you like you're valuable, like you matter? No. They see you as a beggar, someone who chases, who waits, who hopes. They don't see you as someone worth respecting. They see you as their personal puppet, someone they can control, someone who's just there. They don't see your value because you taught them not to. You showed them that they could take you for granted, and now they do. Enough. You need to stop this right here, right now. You need to take back your power. Stop lowering yourself for someone who doesn't even bother to see you. Stop begging for scraps from someone who isn't even in your league. They're not going to give you the respect you deserve because you haven't demanded it. And that changes. Today, we're going to flip the script. We're going to make them see your worth without you saying a word. You're done chasing. You're done begging. From now on, they're going to feel your absence. They're going to miss what they lost, and they're going to regret taking you for granted. This isn't about games or revenge. It's about reminding yourself and them that you are not disposable. You are not their backup plan. You are someone worth craving, worth remembering, worth respecting. So here's my challenge to you. If you're truly ready to stop being the beggar, stop being the puppet, and take your worth back, then say this with me. I am worth more. Don't just say it. Believe it. Own it. Live it. Drop it in the comments as your declaration. This is the moment you take back your power. The moment they start seeing you as someone unforgettable. Today, we're diving into dark psychology. The kind of dark psychology that cuts deep, the extreme tricks that make them see your worth without you lifting a finger. Sometimes, when nothing else works, when they've ignored your efforts, taken you for granted, and overlooked your value, it takes a different approach, one that taps into the very core of human psychology. This isn't about hoping they'll notice or waiting around for them to care. This is about using dark tactics that leave them with no other option but to see you for who you truly are. These aren't just ordinary tips or feel-good advice. These are strategies designed to shift the way they perceive you, to create an impact so powerful that they can't help but keep you in their thoughts. You will no longer be the one seeking their attention, bending over backward, or sacrificing your self-respect. Instead, they'll be the ones wondering, obsessing, and feeling the pull of your presence. Every one of these 11 dark psychology tricks is crafted to make them feel the loss, the absence, and the desire for your attention like never before. But here's the key. You need to apply all of them, every single one. Skip even one, and you're right back where you started, back to being taken for granted. Each tactic builds on the last, amplifying the effect until they're fully drawn in, caught in a cycle of wanting more of you without even knowing why. This is the ultimate form of influence, one that puts you in control without having to beg, chase, or wait. So, if you're ready to become unforgettable and make them feel the power of your presence, let's dive into these 11 extreme dark psychology tricks. Stay tuned, because we're about to transform your presence from ordinary to captivating. The silent withdrawal. When it comes to making someone think about you all the time, nothing beats the silent withdrawal. This is a powerful move, but let's be clear, this isn't a game. It's not about playing around. It's about taking back your power. For too long, you've allowed yourself to be at their mercy, waiting for a message, hoping for a sign of attention. How do you let them treat you like this, like you're some disposable option, just there whenever they decide to care? You're not a backup. You're not their puppet. It's time they start feeling what it's like when you step back. When you remove yourself from someone's life, even briefly, it causes a ripple. It's like when you have music playing in the background all day, and you don't really notice it until it stops. Suddenly, the silence feels strange, almost too quiet. That's exactly what your absence will feel like to them. When you stop reaching out, stop making yourself available, they'll feel the difference. At first, they may not even realize what's happening, but little by little, they'll notice the absence, and it'll start to bother them. Every time they check their phone and see no message from you, a seed of curiosity will plant itself in their mind, and that seed will grow into thoughts, questions, and eventually, desire. We live in a world where people expect others to always be available. There's this belief that you should respond instantly, be there whenever they call, and make yourself accessible. But the more available you make yourself, the less they value your presence. Why? Because they think you'll always be there. Silent withdrawal disrupts that pattern entirely. You're showing them something they don't expect, something that forces them to stop and pay attention. When you take a step back, they'll feel it. They'll start wondering why you've gone silent, what's changed, and most importantly, what they might have done wrong. It creates a feeling of discomfort that makes them think about you even more. There's a reason people say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's human nature to miss what we can't have. People value what feels rare, what feels uncertain. When you step back, you become that rare, intriguing presence. They start to remember the things they overlooked when you were constantly around. Maybe it's the way you listened, or how you supported them, or maybe it's simply the feeling of knowing someone cared enough to be there. Whatever it is, they start to feel the weight of your absence, and that's exactly what you want. Because now, instead of being just an option, you become someone they think about, someone they miss. This technique is powerful because it works on a psychological level. People are hardwired to notice what's missing, to feel the sting of something they once took for granted. When you give too much, you become background noise, something that blends in. Silent withdrawal turns that around. Suddenly, you're not there, and that emptiness stands out like a loud silence, something they can't ignore. They'll start replaying past conversations, wondering if they missed something, looking for signs that things were about to change. This creates a cycle where they keep thinking about you, not because you're around, but because you're not. You're creating an emotional void, a feeling that they want to fill. But here's the key. Silent withdrawal isn't about ghosting someone forever. It's about creating that space, giving them time to feel the loss, and then stepping back in when they're ready to notice you in a new way. Think of it like a pendulum. You pull back, they feel the distance, and then, when you re-enter, they're drawn in, ready to appreciate you more than before. It's like you've reset the balance, and now they have to work a bit to regain your attention. They'll think twice about taking you for granted because now they know what it feels like to miss you. And this isn't manipulation. This is about respect, self-respect. It's about showing them that you're not just some accessory in their life waiting around. By withdrawing, you're giving them a choice. Step up and value your presence, or get used to your absence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By withdrawing, you're choosing to prioritize your thoughts, your self-respect, over their approval. You're not ignoring them to play games. You're taking back control over who gets your time and attention. This isn't about hurting them. It's about helping them see you for the value you bring, a value they're starting to miss. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're always there, like a shadow, supporting, caring, available. They barely notice because they're used to it. But one day, that shadow isn't there. Suddenly, the things they took for granted feel empty. They start to realize the weight of your presence by feeling the impact of your absence. They may even start reaching out, checking in just to see if everything's okay. You've created an emotional response without saying a word. They're now craving your attention. And it's not because you begged for it. It's because you took it back. Now here's what I want you to do. Make a commitment to yourself right here and now. Write this affirmation in the comments. I know my worth. Say it. Believe it. Because once you know your worth, they will too. You're done being the one waiting, hoping, giving everything without seeing the return. You're taking back your power, becoming someone they can't help but think about. Stick with me, because this is just the beginning. In the next section, we'll go even deeper into more techniques that will keep them thinking about you long after you've walked away. Number 2. Seed of doubt. One of the most powerful tactics for staying on someone's mind is seed of doubt. Planting a seed of doubt is a subtle hint that they don't have you all figured out, that they might not be the only one in your world. This isn't about lying or creating fake stories. It's about letting them see that you're a person with options, a person who others notice and are drawn to. When you introduce a seed of doubt, you make them wonder if someone else could catch your attention, which keeps you lingering in their thoughts. People naturally crave security and control, especially in relationships. When they feel they're guaranteed your attention, your time, or your affection, they start taking you for granted. This is just human nature. But when you add a little bit of mystery, by subtly implying that your attention is valuable and not exclusively theirs, you disrupt that sense of comfort. Suddenly, they're thinking, am I really the only one on their mind? Do I need to step up to keep them interested? It's a gentle way to trigger their curiosity and insecurity without saying a single word. The beauty of this tactic is that it doesn't require any big moves. You don't have to go out of your way to make them jealous or play games. Sometimes, it's as simple as mentioning plans with friends or casually mentioning how someone complimented you. The key is subtlety. You're not flaunting attention from others. You're just gently introducing the idea that you're someone with value, someone others might want to pursue if they're not careful. Imagine this. You're talking to them, and in the middle of a light-hearted conversation, you casually mention that you were out with friends and ran into someone interesting who complimented you. Don't oversell it. Don't make it sound like a big deal. Just drop it in casually and move on. Their mind will do the rest. Now they're wondering, who was that person? Did you enjoy their company? Do they need to worry about your attention shifting elsewhere? The uncertainty sticks with them, making them think about you even after the conversation ends. The power in this approach lies in keeping them on their toes. A seed of doubt is like a little itch in their mind. It's not enough to cause full-blown jealousy, but it's just enough to make them second-guess their own position in your life. This keeps you relevant in their mind and makes them feel that your presence is something they need to work to secure. That's when they start thinking, what do I need to do to keep them interested? They'll start stepping up their game, making more of an effort to keep your attention, because they no longer feel it's guaranteed. But remember, this isn't about making them feel bad. You're not trying to make them jealous to the point of insecurity. You're just reminding them that you have a life, options, and your own set of values that don't revolve around their validation. You're subtly letting them know that you're someone others might find attractive too. This awareness is often all it takes to reignite their interest, to keep you top of mind, and to make them see you as someone worth investing in. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By planting a seed of doubt, you're giving them something to think about, something that colors their view of you with a little intrigue and desire. You're showing them that they're not entitled to your attention. It's something they have to earn. This simple act of self-respect, of showing that you're not entirely theirs for the taking, elevates your value in their mind. So as you move forward, keep in mind the importance of this tactic. Let them see that others notice you, that you're not just sitting around waiting for their attention. This isn't about playing games. It's about giving them a reason to appreciate you, to value what you bring. And the best part? They won't even realize it's happening. They'll just feel that pull, that need to keep you close, because deep down, they'll sense that if they don't, someone else will. Try this for yourself and watch as they start making more of an effort to keep you engaged, to show that they're worth your time. This subtle seed of doubt will linger, making you a permanent thought in their mind, one they can't ignore. Now, here's the affirmation I want you to write in the comments. I am worth the chase. Say it, believe it, and remind yourself every time you feel the urge to overgive. You're not here to be taken for granted. You're someone who others value and think about, and that's the truth you'll live by. Write it down once and for all, because knowing your worth changes the way others see you. Stick with me, because this is just the beginning. We're moving forward with even more powerful tactics to leave a lasting impact in their mind. Number 3, false closeness. When it comes to leaving a lasting impact on someone's mind, false closeness is one of the most effective psychological tricks. This isn't about lying or deceiving. It's about using selective openness to make them feel like they know you deeply, even if they've only seen a glimpse. False closeness is the art of sharing just enough personal details to create an intimate atmosphere, one that feels unique to them, like they're getting access to parts of you no one else does. When you use this strategy, you're not oversharing or giving them every detail about your life. Instead, you're choosing meaningful, specific things to share, things that feel personal and significant. Maybe it's a story from your childhood that shaped who you are today, or a moment that reveals your deeper values. These small, intentional revelations make them feel like they're connecting with you on a deeper level, even if what you're sharing is just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine sitting with them, telling a story about an experience that changed your perspective on life. You don't have to get overly emotional, but you share it in a way that feels genuine and meaningful. This creates a bond because they feel like they're getting a special look into your inner world. The beauty of false closeness is that it allows them to feel they know you deeply while keeping the real core of you protected and mysterious. People are naturally drawn to those they feel a connection with. When you create moments of false closeness, they'll start to feel a sense of trust and comfort around you. They'll think about those moments, replaying them in their minds, seeing you as someone they can relate to, someone who gets them on a deeper level. They might even begin to feel like they're someone special to you, which only increases their desire to keep you in their life. And here's the thing. By keeping parts of yourself back, you're also making sure they stay curious. They'll feel that there's more to discover about you, more layers to peel back. This mystery keeps them engaged, keeps them wondering, and, most importantly, keeps you on their mind. They'll start seeking more of those moments, more of that special connection that they think only they have with you. So here's your affirmation. I am unforgettable. Write it down in the comments right now. This isn't about giving away your power. It's about knowing that people are drawn to you naturally. You don't have to overshare or reveal everything to be memorable. By creating this feeling of closeness, you're giving them a taste of who you are without ever needing to expose too much. Stick with me, because next we're going deeper. We're diving into strategies that create an even stronger pull, one that makes you impossible to forget. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 4. Push and pull. When it comes to making someone think about you non-stop, the push and pull technique is a classic but powerful move. This isn't about playing games. It's about creating a natural ebb and flow in your interactions, keeping things dynamic and unpredictable. When you master the push and pull, you're showing them that you're not constantly available, and that your attention isn't something they can always count on. This back and forth dynamic leaves them wanting more, wondering where they stand with you, and craving your attention. Here's how it works. One moment, you're fully engaged, warm, and present, giving them all your attention. This is the push. They feel seen, appreciated, and connected. But just when they get comfortable, you ease back. You stop initiating contact for a bit, become slightly distant, or take longer to respond. This is the pull. It leaves them wondering what changed, if they did something wrong, or if they're losing you. Suddenly, they're the ones reaching out, trying to pull you back in, craving the connection they thought they had with you. The push and pull works because it taps into their need for validation and consistency. People naturally want what's just out of reach. When you create a little distance, they'll start trying harder to get close to you again. It's like a dance where they're drawn in close, only to have you step back. The unpredictability creates a kind of magnetic tension, and they'll think about you more because they're left unsure of where they stand. But remember, this technique isn't about being manipulative or hurting them. It's about keeping things balanced. When you're too available, you're easily taken for granted. The push and pull reminds them that your time and attention are valuable, and they'll have to work to keep it. Affirmation. Drop this in the comments. I am worth the chase. Say it, believe it, and own it. You don't have to chase anyone. You're someone worth pursuing. Stay with me because the next strategy goes even deeper into creating an irresistible allure that leaves a lasting mark on their mind. Number 5. Mixed signals. Human psychology is wired to crave clarity and stability, but is also deeply intrigued by uncertainty. When someone can't quite figure you out, they start to obsess over what you're thinking, why you're acting a certain way, and where they stand with you. This is where mixed signals come into play. By sending contradictory cues, you keep them guessing, creating an air of mystery and unpredictability that leaves them constantly thinking about you. Mixed signals work because they create a pattern of emotional highs and lows. One day, you're warm, attentive, and fully engaged, making them feel special and valued. They start to feel comfortable, like they're important to you. Then, just as they begin to settle into that feeling, you switch it up. You become a bit more reserved, a little distant, maybe even slightly distracted. This shift keeps them on edge. They start overanalyzing every interaction, trying to decode what you're feeling. This back and forth plays into their need for validation. When you're fully attentive, they feel valued. When you're distant, they're driven to seek that validation again, to earn back your warmth. This creates an addictive cycle of attention and withdrawal, keeping you at the center of their thoughts. But remember, you're not doing this to hurt them or to play games. Mixed signals aren't about toying with someone's feelings. It's about showing them that you're multidimensional, that you're not someone they can predict or control. When they realize they can't pin you down, they'll start investing more energy into figuring you out, craving your approval even more. Affirmation. Drop this in the comments. I am a mystery. Say it, believe it, and remind yourself that you're not here to be an open book. You're here to be intriguing, someone they can't quite grasp. Stay tuned because in the next section, we'll dive into a tactic that deepens their desire even more, making you the one they can't stop thinking about. Number 6, the subtle compliment. While it's great to receive compliments, the art lies in giving them in a way that is subtle yet impactful. A well-placed compliment shows admiration, but when done correctly, it leaves the person thinking about you long after the conversation is over. To really make someone think about you, give them compliments that go beyond just physical appearance. Compliment their intelligence, their sense of humor, their kindness, or their skills. Let them know you see something unique in them that others might not notice. A specific, genuine compliment stands out more than a generic one. For example, instead of simply saying, "You're beautiful," try, "The way you carry yourself is so confident and unique. It's something that really draws people in." This will leave them thinking about the connection they have with you, wondering why you noticed such details about them. Number 7, mirror their energy. Humans are naturally drawn to people who mirror their behavior and energy. When you subtly match their tone, body language, and pace, you create a bond without them even realizing it. The idea is to sync with them in a way that feels natural, not forced. If they're speaking with excitement and passion, reflect that energy back to them. If they're being more relaxed and reserved, adjust your tone to match. This mirroring technique makes them feel comfortable and understood, making it more likely for them to think about you later. Number 8, be mysterious, not an open book. Everyone loves a bit of mystery, and it can be a powerful tool when used wisely. You don't need to reveal everything about yourself right away. Instead, keep some things to yourself, making the other person curious and eager to know more. This sense of mystery creates intrigue, and curiosity is a powerful motivator. It's about finding a balance. Give them just enough to keep the conversation flowing, but hold back some details to make them want to ask more. They'll wonder about your thoughts, your past, your experiences, and they'll naturally think about you more as they try to piece together the parts you've left out. Number 9, speak their love language. We all have different ways of expressing affection or admiration. Knowing how to speak someone's love language can make them think about you in a deeper, more personal way. This isn't about romantic love necessarily. It's about understanding how they feel appreciated. Is it through words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, or gifts? If you know their love language, You can connect with them on a level that feels more genuine and meaningful. When they feel truly understood, they're more likely to remember you and think about you long after your interactions. Number 10. Leave them wanting more. One of the most effective ways to get someone thinking about you is to leave them wanting more. When you end a conversation or an interaction on a high note, it creates an emotional impact that will stick with them. Don't overstay your welcome or say everything that's on your mind. Instead, leave them with a thought, a feeling, or an open-ended question that makes them want to continue the conversation or reach out to you again. This strategy is all about creating a sense of unfinished business or something to look forward to. Number 11. Be unpredictable. Consistency is great, but unpredictability creates excitement and keeps someone's mind engaged. If you're too predictable, you'll fade into the background of their thoughts. But when you keep them on their toes, they'll stay intrigued. Switch things up in your routine, your approach, or even the way you communicate. This doesn't mean being erratic, but adding little surprises to your interactions, whether it's sending a thoughtful text out of nowhere or planning an unexpected fun experience. The element of surprise will keep them thinking about you because they never quite know what's next.